spirit of Cthonia, we have been dealing with a lot of shadow today. And what I agreed personally is more important than any shadow trying to sneak up on me is highlighting the good, the hope, the resistance in the world. So this is what we're going to do. Hello, welcome to Cthonia exhibition. I'm going to have a quick look around. There's some interviews with individual artists and contributors. There's some clips and pictures from different events. Enjoy. This is the free ticket after show. These are the highlights from my last exhibition. We have Montserrat and we have Lotus. These two on either side. I'll spin it around so you can see a little bit more of Cindy. There we go. And the one thing for some reason, I have a little bow here as well. And I just want to add the little fun into it. I've been really inspired by the way she's been doing fashion recently and kind of making that midpoint. I like that, I appreciate that. And then we have also Cthonia in the middle here. This is sold! And I'm gonna see if I step back, I can step. Yeah, the colours are a little bit easier to see here. This reversal, this kind of upside down, it's not a Netflix thing. It hangs both ways. The idea is that one way reflects a tree growing up, one reflects the roots going down. You spin it either way, you can have the candles either way, and I love this kind of reversal, this kind of dualism that I find in Cthonia, but the same kind of dark knowledge groundedness. Love. This is I think my most shown piece, which is kind of cool. It's also the piece that has the most insecurity in it for me, which I think says volumes to any artist, to be honest. It says a lot about heritage to me, but also this kind of distance, this reflection that isn't quite clear, but there's also this reference to the coconut and Jamaica and the old Cthonia and this kind of colonial appearance, and I kind of, because I love using texture in my work, kind of making things a little bit ASMR. ASMR, you come to my exhibition. ASMR, you will come to my exhibition. So either side of my pieces are Niobe and Johan. I'll put their Instagrams dotted about, and you can see the detail and the amount of talent and skill and attention that goes into these works. It's insane. I'm gonna make sure each artist gets their due, get their credit, because what was put into this exhibition was crazy, and I really appreciate that intention was met, that it was a space for people doing cool things, to bring their cool things, to show them in one room together, to have a chat, to exchange skills, to exchange experience. I got that.
Hello, good afternoon. I am the artist Niobe Vlasopoulou. I'm half Greek, half Scottish. So I'm super grateful to be part of this exhibition. And we've got such a variety of artists here. And our theme is discovering the darker themes of unraveling through the winter. I find the most potent thing about these inner months and these dark places is the act of surrender. When we really surrender and we allow that cracking to happen, it's through that crack that the light gets in, and that light is God. And when we crack, that's us saying, I surrender. Whatever you have planned for me, God, take me for my life, however you plan. And these paintings really show this story. Here, this one is called The Breaking. If we really surrender the tidal wave to take us to the bottom of the ocean and allow all of that debris that's been lying down there dormant to be flushed up with the waves and the currents, and it's raw and it's vibrant, it's passionate, and there's no taming that kind of rawness. And so from this, because what you can see here, there's the contrast of the darkness, but it's almost like this electrifying light. So this is what the unraveling of the winter means for me and my faith and my relationship with God. Thank you so much for listening.
So my name's Matilda, and this is my piece, Death Becomes Her. It's research for my degree show, as I'm in my final year of fine art at DJ CAD. It's like a wire frame, and then I covered it with plaster bandages and like wool roving. And the sort of the cast of the hand and the faces of my friend. And so we used an alginate cast, we filled it with plaster, and then we took it out and we did a painting with acrylic. But yeah, that's my thing.
This is one of the first individual pieces that I'd selected, and I think the colours and the textures really stood out. There was nothing like it, and I'm obsessed with this piece. And on this side, we have Olive, and this crone-inspired archetype piece. And the colours, again, like nothing else. This is Olive's first exhibition, and tell me this looks like that. No, because you can't. They did this with like a palette of 3-4 colours. How crazy. I think that also shows you can make big things even if you think you're limited, or even if you think you're not at the stage where you can get a full box. I just thought that was a really cool story as well. So this screen print here, let me lower my hand, that's a little bit better. I found really communicated the stormy weather of Edinburgh with this marbling technique. I think is a really cool idea. I've never thought of using colours to depict a storm, and it got me thinking, which is also what I wanted from the exhibition. White's here. Cool. These are the pieces that we made during the workshop, and Alice from Further Wild also created this ink cap ink and this mushroom ink, which we got to use. We talked about using nature imprints, and also Abigail from Sacred Stones Wellness also gifted us some tea. We got to talk, smell the candles, lovely, such a lovely community time. That was again another intention and exactly what I wanted for this exhibition. And look at all the pieces people left. Look at all these offerendas and this kind of documentation of the time. These people made that stuff. They were here. That are framed up here. There's Chapstick Carmilla. This is Monsters Together, and this is Justice for Bertha, because Justice for Bertha. And this is an assorted vampiric one. I haven't quite decided which one it is, but since the Dracula film's yet to come, let's say it's that one. I'm going to reframe you so you can get a better look at this one, because I'm obsessed and I have a lot to say about it. So this is Of the Earth, which is another phrasing for Cthonia. This idea that we are also chthonic beings, we are also born of products of the earth. And we are also beings that witness the underworld at some point, whether it's this winter, whether it's this hermit mode. Either way, realising the similarities is something that I found really special. And there was this one moment where I was in the caves of Geneva, and I put my hand on the rock and I realised that my skin was the same colour as the rock. And I've never had a moment where I felt so accepted like that by humans. Never. When I just looked and I went, we are immediately so visibly the same. And there's a few hieroglyphs on here that I've done in like a pink and gold. I've got a narrative of a heart being taken, although there was one in here all along. There's also this idea of soul searching. It's this idea of weighing the heart against the feather with my art. I think a lot of my consideration of being of the earth and my balance of being a chthonic being as much as a being of the light, and that is okay. We find a balance. This one also got commented on by a few visitors, which I was really pleased about because I love Forgotten Visitor, I think I chose the title as. It's very dead guest for a wedding, but we're avoiding the corpse bride allegation, so this is why there's a bit of differentiation there. There's another few more personal pieces in the corner that I'm going to spin you around for. Okay. This is an entry from my journal when I was in the middle of quite a whirlwind period while I was at university. The idea is, as a draft flows through the room, the paper does slightly flutter, and I don't have enough people to walk past to create the kind of effect, so I'm just gonna this idea of butterfly wings and movement, and I think it's important to view moments this idea of butterfly movement. I think it's important to view pieces like this as not just stagnant pieces of history. Different perspectives change the way that this moment exists, and that's why I've used butterflies for a freedom from my own perspective of how I saw these events. Because at the end, we're all just confused teenagers having an argument, and as much as I felt that my feelings were still exist as valid, I can understand the transformation of these thoughts and these feelings of alone, abandoned, everyone is on their own tracks. It makes me sad. After saying this bit gets me. After saying I wanted a drink and him promising he'd make sure I got home okay, he left early because he had something with something. Promised he would take care of me. He's my friend and he promised, and I'm so confused and sad. And sometimes I do have to remind myself that I didn't make it all up. And reading back through the diary entries and ways I documented those times made me realise that as much as I can be happy that they exist in one form, they can also transmute to another. Funhouse mirror in the corner. Anybody who comes to my art or market stall is going to see this funhouse mirror. I think it's always nice to just have like a little bit of like a, don't be so serious, because a lot of these market stalls are jewellery stores, and you look in a mirror and you go, oh, actually, I'm kind of more self-conscious about my spots than the earrings I was going to buy. No. Just have a look at the distortion in a different perspective. My shoulders are killing me because I have chronic illness and I've been on my feet for 3 days. So I'm going to sit down and maybe continue this from the tape. So now my job for the next couple of hours with my trusty notebook is to drum up some promotion for the weekend, is to log in, message some people. There's a few more local businesses that I'm keen to drop a message to, maybe drop a flyer into, but not right now. We've got to lock in on this and then we'll get to outside thoughts. I have, these bitches better sponsor me. The amount I've drunk during this exhibition, I swear. And the amount of people at work who give me stick and go, no. I will fuel myself at all costs. I always said, since high school, I've said that this would be my first dance. This is what I want love to feel like. This relaxed, just being normal and being at peace with each other. And funnily enough, that leads us on to the next exhibition, which is going to be at Mono in February. It's going to be themed around love, universal love, not the kind of corporate Valentine's situation. It's more in keeping with the soil and stand, say, stay. What is the kind of love that keeps you going? What's the kind of love that keeps you sticking around, you know? Stay tuned. There's going to be an open call and there's going to be a few exciting things coming up in the new year, so we'll see when this gets put out and see what kind of temporality we're part of, how far we've got with that. I'm making a list currently of all the things that I need to do and all the things I need to focus on, and also highlight. New notebook. I'm making this kind of artifact style notebook, and there's a few of these Lino Limited run kind of situations, so I'll link those around. Talking with my baby, with cigarettes and coffee now. Sure.